Emotion, sometimes referred to as the soul or breath of life, influences our actions and the colors of our lives. The one who masters their emotions masters their actions, and the one who masters their actions masters all future realities. The story of two men with different perspectives, goals, and paths illustrates this. Alexander believes the world is divided into conquerors and the conquered. To become great, one must be a conqueror. He views life as a survival battle, where only the strong survive. Alexander grew up with this mindset, valuing independence and personal responsibility. When he meets a homeless person, he feels disgusted by their weakness, believing they have failed in life and do not deserve help. On the other hand, Joseph believes that in this world, some people can help, and others need help. He grew up in an environment that valued compassion and sharing. When he encounters a homeless person, Joseph feels sympathy, thinking society has abandoned them, and he is willing to help. Both men witness the same situation, but perceive it differently, with their emotions shaped by their understanding of the world. Alexander believes the world is divided into two types of people: conquerors and the conquered. To achieve greatness, one must be a conqueror, as he sees life as a harsh survival struggle where only the strong can survive. He believes every individual must take full responsibility for their life and act to achieve their goals. Growing up, Alexander read many books and was drawn to Greek heroes who embodied noble qualities like courage and bravery. These heroes were leaders, not followers. From a young age, Alexander had to work hard to get what he wanted, which formed the belief that a person's life is a direct result of their actions. He set high standards for himself, both physically and intellectually. For Alexander, the person he wanted to conquer the most was himself, every day. One day, when he encounters a homeless person, Alexander feels anger and contempt. He cannot understand why the person has let themselves be subdued to such an extent. He believes the homeless person is trying to live off those who have worked hard, and if he gives them money, he will only be supporting weakness and a negative attitude. In Alexander's mind, the only way for the homeless person to learn the lesson of life is for them to endure hardship and find their way up. Joseph believes the world is divided into two kinds of people: those who can help and those who need help. He believes serving others, especially the poor, is the noblest purpose in life. Joseph grew up in a well-off family and always felt grateful for what he had. He felt a responsibility to help those less fortunate and lift them out of hardship. Since he was young, Joseph read books about spiritual leaders and those who lived to serve others. These role models profoundly influenced his worldview, and he saw it as the ideal to pursue. Despite growing up in abundance, Joseph always felt that life was a challenging trial, and anyone could fall into hard times with just a bit of misfortune or unexpected circumstances. He understood that life is not always fair, and therefore those who are fortunate and capable need to help those less fortunate. One day, when he meets a homeless person, Joseph feels pity and compassion. He thinks this person is a victim of society's neglect and failure. Joseph feels it is his responsibility to help, so he gives the homeless man all the money he has, hoping he can at least alleviate the man's suffering. Both men witness the same situation, but they interpret it completely differently. Each person has a distinct viewpoint shaped by their life experiences and the environment they grew up in. Alexander, with his view of conquerors and the conquered, sees the homeless person as weak, unable to take care of themselves, and responsible for their mistakes in life. Meanwhile, Joseph sees the homeless person as a victim of society, abandoned and not receiving the necessary help. It is interesting that, despite both men knowing nothing about the homeless person's past, their emotions and actions are shaped by what they think about him. From one perspective, the homeless person is the result of personal mistakes, while from another perspective, they are a victim of deprivation and abandonment. The emotions of each man are not only reactions to the event, but also reflect a system of values shaped by lessons, books, and experiences they have had throughout their lives. This shows that we often view the world through the lens of our personal experiences, and our emotions are products of our thoughts, beliefs, and environment. Mastering emotions is not simply about changing emotions in the moment, but the ability to change how we perceive and understand the world. To master emotions, we must change our viewpoints and expand our awareness of situations and the people around us. This means we need to learn to view things from different angles, which will help us feel and act differently. If Alexander and Joseph could view life from different perspectives, the change in how they see things would also change their emotions. The important thing is not just to view things from our own perspective, but also to listen to and understand the perspectives of others. When we change how we perceive, we will feel differently, and from there, make different decisions and actions that better fit the situation. For example, if Alexander and Joseph could exchange views and listen to each other, they might realize that both have reasonable reasons for their perspectives. This would help them broaden their vision and better understand others. Instead of holding on to rigid viewpoints, we need to learn to change and be flexible in how we view every situation. In conclusion, mastering emotions is not just about feeling and reacting to a situation, but also the ability to change our perspectives and thoughts, thereby changing how we feel and act.